今大表始まるよ。違うか。
ピーマン。
あれ？あ、消えた。よく消えないんだ。再生が止まらないんだ。これか。止まった。
こんばん。が。
こんばんは。
消えない。
スクリーンと字幕の言語を選びください。
よかった、消えた。
ジャパニーズ。
V。
あ、邪魔。
2、パン、5。
絡まってる。
コードが。
よし。はーい。指向性マイクにするにはどれだ？これか？ってる？マウスのクリック音が入っちゃうわ。前にザ・スタンリー・ペラボをプレイしたことがありますか？ NO! パソコンがギリギリ見えるぐらいまでスライダーを調節してください。は？ 21時34分。何？なんで？は？
時刻まで。
気になる。30秒も後。気になる。アクセシビリティ設定はメインメニューからアクセスできます。OK。
BM と AM ってどっちがどっちだかわかんなくなるよね。
なんねえ。うそ。視野角90。カメラ感度6。コントローラー振動オフ。プレゼンテーション日本語。字幕有効。
私だけか。
レティクル表示。一人称、二人称、プラズマライフォー。ジョーのお気に入り。ゲームのプレイ。ウィンドウ。ドット。プラズマライフォーにしよう。 気持ち下げとこう。よし、こんなもんだろ。ゲームを始める。is never the end, is never the end, is loading. 何これ
This is the story of a
はあ
man named
これは
Stanley.
スタンリーという名の男の物語。
Stanley worked for a
スタンリーは大
company
き
in
な
a
ビルの
big
会社で
building
従業員番号
where he was
497として働いてい
employee
ました
number。427. Employee number
従業員番号
427's job
427の
was
仕事は至って
He sat
単
at
純。
his desk in room
427番の部屋でデスクに向かいキーボードのボタンを押すだけです。
Orders came to him through a
指令は
monitor
机のモニターを通してきました。どのボタンをどれくらい長さを押せ
how
ば
long to push them.
いいかを教えてくれるのです。
This is what
従業員
employee
427は
427
何ヶ月も何年も
did
この作業を繰り返していました。
of every year. And although others
他の人たちにとっては
might have
魂が引き裂かれるようだったかもしれません。しかしスタンリーは指令が入るたび楽しんでいました。まるでこの仕事をするために生まれてきたかのように。
Stanley
スタンリーは幸せでした。
And then one day, something
そ
very
してある日、
peculiar
なんだかとても奇妙なことが起きたのです。そんなスタンリーを永遠に変えてしまうような何かが、彼が決して忘れることがないであろう何かが、1時間近くデスクに向かっていたのに、モニターから一つも指令が来ていないことに気がつきました。
had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him
彼に
instructions.
指令を出す人も会議を開く人も挨拶をする人さえ誰もいません。
Never in all
入社してから一応だってこんな完全な孤立はありませんでした。
complete isolation. Something was very
明らかに
wrong.
何か変だ。ショックで固まったスタンリーは長いこと身動きが取れなくなっていました。
But as he came to his wits
しかし落ち着きを取り戻すと、
he got up from his
デスクを
desk
離れ、
and stepped out of his office.
彼の部屋を出て、ちょっと待って。肩高えわ。行きました。足早っ！鍵がかかってる。数高えな、このゲーム。
All of his co-workers were gone.
彼の同僚たちは全員いなくなってしまったのです。どう
Stanley
いうことだろ
decided to
う
go to the
スタ
meeting
ンリー
room.
は会議室に向かう
Perhaps
こと
he
に
had
しま
simply
した。
missed a
お
memo.
そらく彼は伝言を見落としたのでしょう。おや
No matter how hard Stanley
スタンリーは
looked,
どれだけ一生
he
懸命
couldn't
探して
find
も
a
同僚た
trace
ち
of
の
his
痕跡はありま
co-workers.
せんでした。何ホラーな感じ鍵は開かない。ジャンプはできる。扉が開いてる。何か落ちてるぞ。コーヒーカップ。I hate I hate Mondays! すべての月曜日が憎い。
まず、会議室がどこかわからぬ。
わからねえ。
When Stanley came to a
スタンリー
set
の
of
前に
two
2つも開い
open
たドアがあ
doors,
り、彼
he
は
entered
左
the
の方の
door
ドア
on
に
his
入
left.
りました。左の方のドアに入りました。
どこでも月曜日が嫌いなんだな。
右だー僕はせっかくだから右を飛びろ
This is not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it
これは
perfectly
会議室の
well.
正しい道ではない。スタンリーはそれをしていました。しかし彼は従業員の人たちにそれを褒めたたえたかったのです。ナレーションの流れが変わった。
Ah, yes, truly a
スイッ
room
チ
worth
地図
admiring.
左
It had really
この部
been
屋は
worth
本
the
当
detour
に素
after
晴
all,
らしい。
just
そ
to
の
spend
足
a
が
few
あっ
moments
た。
here in
こう
this
趣味たちを美
immaculate,
しい作りの部屋
beautifully
でほんと
constructed
して過
room.
ごすだけでいいの
Stanley
です。
simply stood
スタンリー
here,
はさ、そ
drinking
こに
it
立
all
ち見
in.
とれまし
風向
た。
き変わったわね。
ボトラバーいらっしゃい。
Yes.
そう、
Really,
本当に
really
本
worth
当
it
に
being
この
here
部屋
in
に
a
いる価
room.
値があります。
A room so
同僚たち
utterly
が全員カカに消え
captivating
てしまっ
that
て
even
も、
though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit
この部
looking
屋
at
はこ
these
の上な
chairs
く魅
and some
力的で
paintings.
す。
Really worth it.
本当に価値がある。
But eager to get back to
で
business,
も早く仕事に
Stanley
戻
took
り
the
たくて、
first
ス
open
タンリー
door
は
on his
最初の
left.
左側のドアに入りました。
And so he detoured through the maintenance
そして
section,
彼はメンテナン
walked
ス
straight
部を迂
ahead to
回
the
し、
opposite door,
反
and
対
got
側の
back
ドアま
on
で歩いてい
track.
き、正しいルートに、下行きのエレベーターがある。戻りました。あ、これが左の扉だったわけだね。多分ルートを引き戻されたね。ナレーターによって。会議室だ。
Yet there was not a single person
しかし
here
ここにも
either.
誰一人として
Feeling
い
a
ませんで
wave
し
of
た。
disbelief,
新
Stanley
刊の波
decided
が
to
押し
go
寄せ
up
る。
to
ス
his
タンリーはそ
boss's
こは何
office,
か答えが見
hoping
つ
he
かるかも
might
しれない
find
と
an
希
answer
望を抱
there.
き、上の階にある上司のオフィスに向かうことに決めました。How to solve a dispute with a... スライドが一人でに動いてる。ちょっとホラーっぽいじゃんね。お？ビールームクローゼット。
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here,
スタンリーは
so
物
he
置
turned
に、
around and got
そこに
back
は
on
何もあ
track.
りませんでした。彼はくるりと振り向き、そこを後にしました。
There was nothing here, no choice to make, no path to follow,
ここには
just
何もあ
an
りません
empty
でした。
broom
選択する
closet.
ものもないし、
No
進み道
reason
も
to
ない
still
物
be
置。
here.
ここにいる理由はありません。うるせえな。なんだ。僕が探索をしているのに。なんだこいつは。
It was baffling that Stanley was still just
スタンリ
sitting
ー
in
は
the
物置
broom
に
closet.
座っていることが不可解でした。彼は全く何もしていないので
There
す。
was something to
少なく
interact
とも
with.
そこに
He'd
相
be
対する何かがあれ
justified
ば
in
何らか
some
の形で
way,
正当
as
化
it
されるので
is.
すが、
He's
そのま
literally
ま
just
彼は文字通り
standing
ただ
there
そこに立ってい
doing
るだけで
sweet
全く何もしていないの
FA.
です。
Are you really
あ
still
んた
in the broom
は
closet?
本当にまだ物置にいる
Doing
の？
nothing?
何もしないでも部屋に立ってるの？どう
Please
し
offer me
て？
some explanation
ちょっと
here.
何か
I'm
説明してくださいよ。
genuinely
ここが戸惑っているんで。
You do realize there's
こ
no
こには選択
choice
肢
or
も何も
anything
ないって
here.
分かってますよ
If
ね。
I'd said
もし私がスタンリーを
Stanley
物置を
walked
スルーして通り
past
過
the
ぎました
broom
とか言った
closet,
ら、
at least you would have had a
少なくと
reason
もそ
for
れは物置を
exploring
探
it
る
to
理由に
find
はなった
out.
でしょ
It didn't even
う。
occur
で
to
も
me
本当
because
に全くこの
literally
物置は
this
それ状況
closet
すぎ
was
ません関係ないから
absolutely no
私には思いつ
significance
き
to
さ
the
えしなかった
story
のです。
困惑しと
whatsoever.
る。
I never would have thought to mention it.
言及しようと思ったことも一度もありませんでした。
Maybe to you this is
もしかし
somehow
たらこれはあなたにとって何か
inappropriate
独自の
or
分岐点なのかもしれません。
Maybe when you go
あとは
talk
この
about
ことに
this
ついて
with
友
your
達と
friend,
話して
you'll
いると
say,
きこういう意見かもしれ
"Oh,
ません。
did you
ああ、
get the
物置
broom
読んでみる
closet
と
ending? The broom
物置
closet
のが一番
ending
好
was
きだったわ。
my favorite. I hope your friend
お友達が察してくれますように。
屈伸はありまくり。
Stanley was fat and ugly
スタン
and
リーは
really,
太ってい
really
た。さら
stupid.
に醜く
He
本当に
probably
本当に
only
間抜
got
けだ
the
った。
job because of
彼
a
はおそらく
family
家族の
connection.
子で
That's
仕
how
事を得ただ
stupid
けっていう
he
くらい
is.
バカなので
That
す。
or with drug
もし
money.
今日麻薬の
Also,
蜜に叶
Stanley
え
is
たりと
addicted
か
to、drugs
その上
and
スタンリーは
hookers.
麻薬と売春婦に溺れているのです。物
Well, I've
置
come
に
to
い
a
るだ
very
けで。
definite
さて、私は
conclusion
彼に
about
明
what's
確に
going
今
on.
何が起こっているかという結論に達しました。
You're
あなた
dead.
は死んだの
You
で
got to
す。
this broom
あなたは
closet,
物置について
explored
ちょ
it
っ
a
と
bit,
操作し
and were
て、
just about
こ
to
こにはもう
leave
何もない
because
で
there's
す。その
nothing
場を
here.
離れよ
When
う
a
とし、
physical
その
malady
時ある種の
sets
身体的
in,
イベントがあなたを
shut
中
down
枢
your
刺
central nervous
激を
system,
停止
and you
し、
collapse.
あなたはキーボードの上に癖を
Well,
落ち
in
た
a
のです。
situation like this,
まあ、こう
the
いう場合は近く
responsible
にいる人
thing
に
is
知
to
らせる
alert
責任
someone
があるし、
nearby so as to
そう
ensure
すれ
that
ばあな
your
たは
body
体
is
の
taken
上
care
にしま
of
い、
before it
衝
begins
撃し
to
ます。
decompose. Hello? Anyone who
ハロー
happens to
近
be
くにいた人
nearby? The person with this
このパソコンの
computer
とこ
is
にいる人
dead.
死んでますよ
Prey to any number of
彼らはいく
ridiculous
つもあなた
human
方人類の生
physiological
理学的脆弱する
vulnerabilities.
犠牲になってい
It's
る。
indicative
そ
of
れは
the
人類の長期
long-term
的な持続可能性を
sustainability of
示してい
your
るのです。
Please remove their
もう彼らの死後をそのから運び出し、アカウントを会議になるよう指示してください。彼らにファースト FPS ゲームの基本的仕組みを完全に理解させ、彼らにテレビゲームにおける大型の比喩的両方の歴史を詰め込んでください。このゲームの皮肉と洞察に富んだ解説が失われないように。
この日々がついにプレイに。
はいはい、大丈夫。それ終わったら廊下に出てね。物置にいるだけでここまで言われるのか。ひでえな。
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
僕死んだんだけど。ひどい。みんなにも見えるように字幕を大にしよう。よいしょ。ひどい。死んだ僕。うわ、上か下か。階段があったので、スタンリー上の階にある上司の部屋へと向かいました。
ありがたい。セカンドに移しやがった。
もう僕は死んだことにされたわ。こんなレターなかなかムカつくな。お、図書館だ。彼はマネージャーのオフィスに足を踏み入れました。人の気配が全くしないことにまたも愕然としました。ショックを受け、解き放たれ、スタンリーは誰がこんなことを仕組んだのかと疑念を抱きました。どんなダークな秘密が隠されているのだろう。しかし彼には知るすべもなかった。恐るべき真実が上司の後ろにあるキーパッドに隠されていることを。上司は特別に秘密の番号を割り当てていました。2845です。しかしもちろんスタンリーがそんな、なんでよ信じられないことにキーパッドのボタンを単純的に押しました。スタンリーは全く同じキーで正しい足元を入力したのです。すごいね。彼は新しく開かれた通路に足を踏み入れました。このゲームは面白いや。
適当。
ナレーションにボケが合わせるんじゃなくて、僕の行動にナレーションが合わせてくる感じね。いいねよ。なんだこいつ。
すごい！Btan、まぐれで当たった。
まぐれで当たったわ。何？これエレベーターだ。わっでも奥に進んでいくと、スタンリーは少し奇妙な感じがすることに気づきました。それは胸の中で感情を揺さぶりました。まるで彼は彼自身の意見を持ち、己の仕事の本質を問うことをより自由に感じたようでした。こんなこと何年も思ったこともなかったのに、なぜ今になってそう感じるのだろう。この疑問はそう長く続かないでしょう。多分
二人目のBtan子なゲームの才能ある。
何？スタンリーマインドコントロール施設と書かれた大きなドアを抜けまっすぐに歩きました。エスケープって書いてあるんだけど。エスケープって書いてあるんだけど。エスケープって書いてあるんだけど。
エスケープ。
モニター画面で映った巨大な部屋に明かりをマトリックスで見たことある。ここにはどんなに恐ろしい秘密があるのだろう。スタンリーはそう思いました。彼はそれを知るだけの力があったのでしょうか。
ちょっと背を向けたい時もあるし前向きにいい時もある。
ね、監視カメラのボタンだ。わー！今モニターは息を吹き返し、その本質を明らかにしました。
Stanley's co-workers.
スタンリーのドルた
The
ちの次元
lives
格
of
好が
so
示
many
されていました。
individuals
たくさんの人たちの人
reduced
生、
to
ここに
images
映像
on
に
screen,
止められており、スタンリーもその中の一人でした。
eternally
自
monitored
由な
in
ど
this
意味を持たない
place
この場所
where
で永久に
freedom
監
is
視され
nothing.
続けていたのです。
This mind control
このマインド
facility,
コントロー
it
ル施
was
設
too
で、それは
horrible
信じ
to
るに恐ろ
believe
しす
it
ぎる
couldn't
もの
be
でした。
true.
こんな
Had
もの真
Stanley
実な
really
はずが
been
な
under
い。
someone's
スタンリーは
control
本当
all
に
this time?
ずっと誰かに
Was
コン
this
トロ
the
ールされ
only
ていたの
reason
で
he
しょう
was
か。
happy with his
彼が退屈な
boring
仕事を
job?
しやすい
That
監
his
視していたの
emotions
だ。
had been
彼の感情を
manipulated
誰
to
かにされ
accept
続
it
け、その気づかない
blindly?
うちに受けていたのでしょうか。
No.
No! 彼はそれを信じようとしませんでした。彼は受けることができなかったのです。
His own life in someone else's control?
自分の人生を他人が操作していたありえない。ゾッとしますよね。そんなこと可能なのでしょうか。彼は今までの生活を本当に何も気づかないまま過ごしてきたのでしょうか。しかしここに証拠があったのです。オペレーションの中心部に制御装置には幸せ、悲しい、満足のラベルが貼り付けてあります。歩く、食べる、働く、そうすべてがここで監視され命令されていたのです。そして過去の寒気がする現実を認識し始めると、スタンリーはこの機会に人々の人生を脅かす恐ろしい力を二度と行使させまいと決意しました。彼が制御装置をこれっきり完全に解体するのです。マインドコントロール、アイドル、アメイティング、インプット。システムパワー。あー
パワ
暗闇、そして不安で高まる恐怖心。終わった？やった！彼は勝ったのです。彼は機械を破壊して、彼自身を誰かの支配から解放しました。自由はすぐそばにあったのです。そこでしかし、さらに巨大なドアがゆっくりと開きました。スタンリーはまだたくさんの謎が解き明かされていないことを思い起こすのでした。同僚たちはどこへ？彼らはどのように機械の支配から解き放たれた？この奇妙な建物には他にどんな謎があった？しかし太陽の光が部屋に差し込むと、彼はそんなことはもうどうでもいいことだと気がつきました。彼は知識や権力でなく、幸福を探していたのだから、おそらく彼の目的は理解することでなく、手放すことだったのでしょう。もはや彼が誰かからどこから行けたとか、何をしろ、どう感じろ、なおと言われることはありません。彼がどのような人生を生きようと、それは彼のものなのです。そしてそれは彼が知る必要があった全てのことでした。それが多分知り価値のある唯一のことだったのです。スタンリーは開かれたドアへ足を踏み入れました。あ、ここは誘導されないんだ。スタンリーは肌を撫でる涼しい風や開放感。彼の目の前へ広がる新しい道のとてつもない可能性を感じていました。これはまさしく、たった今、起きるべくして起きたことだったのです。そしてスタンリーは幸せでした。あ、クリアした。25分33秒クリアしました。え？あ？あ？あ？だって今僕はひょっひょっ
All of his co-workers were gone, What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
お
missed
さ
the
っきから
memo.
伝言を見落としたのでしょう。いや、ナレーションが違う。
無限ループって怖くね。
When Stanley came to a set of
左ね。
two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
会議室。
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a
Bossのオフィス。
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean?
スタンリー
Stanley
は不思議な思い、
wondered
誰ともな
aloud
く
to
声に
nobody.
出しました。
He began wildly
彼は
tearing
上司の
through
机にある
papers
書
on the
類
boss's
を
desk,
書類を乱暴に破
pulling
り始
books
め
off the shelf,
本題から本を引っ
looking
張り出し
behind
絵画の裏を覗き
paintings,
込みに
desperate for
新婚
clues
状
to
況の
this
ヒントを
situation.
え
His attention was
しかし
caught
デスク
by
の
a
後ろにあるキーパッ
keypad
ドが彼の
behind
目
the
に留まり
boss's
ました。
desk. What could its purpose
何のためのもの
be?
だろ
In fact, this
う。実はこの
keypad
キーパッド
guarded
は
the
彼の足元
terrible
に持っている
secret
恐るべき秘
that
密
lay
を隠し守
buried
っており
below his feet. And so the
上
boss
司は
had
特別
assigned
に
it
秘
an
密の番
extra
号
secret pin number.
2845を割り当てていたので
But of
す。
course,
しかしもちろん
Stanley
スタンリー
couldn't
がそのことを
possibly
知
have
っている
known
はず
this.
もありません。何書類を破り本棚を
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs, trying to input anything on the
何を入
device
力
was
しようと
useless,
しても無駄で
since
し
he
た
could。never
数
possibly
字の組み合わせが
know that the
2845である
combination
ことを
was
知らないのだから。
2845. 2845.
知らないもんな。
知らないもんな。大丈
Turns out that the panel's emergency override
夫なの、
kicked in,
パネル緊急自動制御が
itself, and
勝手
Stanley
にドアが
got
開いたの
ahead
で
with
す。
the
そして
story.
スタンリーはその物語と共に地獄へと落ちていきました。
当然。
なんということでしょ
強制起動やめれ。こっちゃー。
う進まざるを得ねえな。くそ。
強制進行。
このゲームめちゃくちゃ面白いんだけど、やばいな。いいね。素晴らしいゲームだね。三塁ペラボー。わわわ。
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control
Escape.
Facility. Although this
こ
passageway
の通路
had
に
the
脱
word
出と書かれてい
escape
ま
written
す。
on it, the truth was
実は
that
この
at
通
the
路
end
の
of
終わり
this
でスタンリー
hall
は非業の死を遂げるのです
was。death.
この展開ポータルであったぞ。従っても従わなくても何しても何しなくても面白いゲームなのはずるい。
従っても従わなくても何しても何しなくても面白いゲームなの。ずるい。
この展開ポータルであったぞ。進んだらあなたを死にますって言われる方向に進むやつ。
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still
彼
had
の後ろにあるドアは
every
閉まってい
opportunity
ま
to
せんで
turn
した。
around
スターリ
and
には
get
まだ
back
引き返
on
すチャン
track.
スがあったのです。
At this point, Stanley
その
was
時
making
は
a
意識的に
conscious,
どんどん前に
concerted
進もう
effort
と
to
努
walk
力していまし
forward,
た。
and willingly
そして自ら己
confront
の
his
死に
death.
直面するのです。わー
ガールだけ。
続いてるいける
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched
機
closer
械を
and
取って
closer
動
to
き出
his
す。
demise,
スタンリー
he
の終わりが
reflected
じりじ
that
り
his
近づいてい
life
きま
had
す
been of。
彼
no
は結局自分の人生に
consequence whatsoever.
何にもなかったなと思いました。スタンリーは全体像を捉えることができません。彼は真実を持っているし、この世界の中という狭い視野に永遠に囚われているのです。おそらく彼の死は誰も気にしないし、痛くもかゆくもない損失だったかもしれません。そして観念し、中間歳人生の劇的な終わりを快く受け入れました。さらばだ、スタンリー。わあ、やだ。
スクラップフィスト。
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator,
え
as
ナレ
Stanley
ーター
was
が操
led
作
helplessly
すると
into
ス
the
タンリーがそ
enormous
の巨大
metal
金属の
jaws.
口の中で飲み込
In
ま
a
れていたんで
single
す。
visceral
一瞬にし
instant,
て、
Stanley was
機
obliterated,
械は彼の
as the
全身と
machine
骨を粉砕
crushed
し、スタン
every
リーは
bone
完
in
全
his
に摩擦
body,
されました。
killing him instantly.
わっ、ナレーターが変わった。じゃあ、スタンリー、ペラボー。
And yet it would be just a
そ
few
れでも数
minutes
分後、スタン
before
リーはこの
Stanley
ゲーム
would
を再開
restart
し、
the game,
相変わらず
bringing
元気
his
にオフィスに
office as
戻
alive
っ
as
て
ever.
くるの
What
です。
exactly did the
ナレーター
narrator
は
think he
彼
was
が一体
going
何
to
を成し遂げようとし
accomplish?
ていると思ったのでしょ
When every path
う。あな
you
た
can
が歩む
walk
ことので
has
きる
been
すべての
created
道
for
が
you long in
前から
advance,
あらかじめ
death
作られていると
becomes
すると、
meaningless,
死は意味を
making
失い、
life
それは
the
生きるのと
same.
同じことになりま
Do you
す。
see now?
もうわかりま
Do
す
you
か？
see that Stanley
スタン
was
リーがスタート
already
をした
dead
瞬
from
間、
the moment
彼
he
はもう
hit
すでに死んでい
start?
たということがわかりますか？スタンリーのパソコン。オフィスレイアウト。廊下。この冒頭部分のテンポが重要で、この廊下を動かしたり変更したりし、プレイヤーがいいタイミングで2つのドアにたどり着くようにしています。風景が。飛ぶ棚。オフィスのパソコン。それ手が消え
設定資料集やめれ。
クレジットももうクレジット貼ってあるんだけど。ボタンの音。クリア後に到達する、なんか隠し世界みたいなとこに来ちゃったんだけど。なんなんプレイ30分にしてきちゃう。上司のオフィス、開発時の画面。
これがちゃんと従った。マルエンドだからなのかね？クレジットあるの。
従ってないよ。エスケープを選んだからね、僕は。コピー機だ。
おまけ部屋的な
ところに早くも来てしまった。光線地、何これ？開発当初、私たちはスタンリーがエイリアンと戦場で戦うエンディングをデザインしました。このアクションゲームは近く持ち始め、慣れたと戦うことになるのです。私たちは作り始めてすぐに、これはこのゲームの塔に対し、冗談が過ぎるということに気づきました。さらにシューティング好きな人たちをからかっていると解釈する人もいましたが、そういう意図ではありませんでした。
知らない要素。
ウルトラデラックスの発表。
こんばんが。
こんばんは。なんか、開始30分で、隠し世界的なところに来てしまったんだけども。会議室。このレバーはもともとゼンディングの一部でした。プレイヤーはレバーを引き、ナレーターがどの色のレバーを引いたのか説明します。このスクリーチと初期バージョンを全部として仕上げるエンディングとしたもので、引きカットされ他のパートと統合されました。 エンディングは幾度も繰り返されました。この日はエンディングの4番目のバージョンで完成されていましたが、発売直前にやめてもう一度変更しました。没部屋か。カウントダウンデスク。カウントダウン、およよそのエンディングまだ見てないんだが。フリーダムエンド。これはさっき見たね。モニタールームエレベーター。
ここは
プレイヤーが上に何があったか下があったか覚えておくのが大変だから一つのエンディングは一つにしました。二つのエンディングは一つにまとめましたとさ。さっき見たエンディングがそれだね。違うか。
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy
彼らはお
one
互いどんなに
another.
相手をつけて願
How
って
they
いるで
wish
しょ
to
う。
control
どんなに
one
相手を支
another.
配したいと願っている
How
で
they
しょう。
both
どん
wish
なに
to
自由
be
になりたいと
free.
願っているでしょう。え
Can you see?
わか
Can
り
you
ますか
see how
どんなに
much
彼
they
らがお
need
互
one
い必要
another?
としているかわかりますか
No, perhaps not.
いや、違うかもしれない。
Sometimes
時
these
々
things
こういうの見え
cannot
て
be
ないことも
seen.
ありますし。
制作者本人も忘れてた実体験と
But
かあり
listen
そ
to
う
me.
あ、あ、
You can
あ、
still
あ、
save
あ、
these
あ、
two. You can stop the
あんた
program
は
before they
彼らが
both
失敗する
fail.
前にプログラムを止められるのです。エスケープと終了をして、このゲーム活にはそれ以外に方法はないのです。
As long as you move
あなた
forward,
が
you
前へ
can
進み
walk
続
in
けるかぎ、あな
someone
たは
else's
誰かが歩いた道を歩むでしょう。立ち止まること、そしてそれがあなたの唯一の真の選択なのです。
to choose
何で
it.
もいいからそうしてよ。
Time,
時間に委ねて。
Don't let
さあ、時間に。
エスケープと終了はぺちゃんこ
また戻ってきた。427番の部屋。I hate Mondays.
All of his co-workers were gone.
彼の同僚たちは
What could
全
it
員いなくな
mean?
ってしまったんです。
Stanley decided to go to the
サミュエ
meeting
ル会議
room.
室へ向かうこと
Perhaps
に
he
し
had
ました。お
simply
先か
missed
ら
a
伝言を
memo.
見落としたのでしょう。じゃあ、リュウじゃん。このゲームめちゃくちゃ面白いぞ。すでに神ゲーの予感がしている
結。果次何回
死んだことによって戻った。ただ、スタンリーは何かのメッセージを得た。
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a
なん
gorgeous,
て美しいでしょう。なんて
gorgeous
ゴージャ
room.
ス、ゴージャスな部
Thank
屋なんで
goodness
しょう。
Stanley had
さらに
taken
回
this
数に形
detour
を助長
on
さ
his
れた
way
感
to
謝
the
する
meeting
こと
room.
でした。
僕は
Life
この
without
ゲーム
having
に
experienced
体験なし
this
の人生
before was now too horrible even
考
to
える
consider.
のも恐ろしいほどです。
するとカートゥーン的なペラペラの1枚になるだけで1でそう
どんなだ
Yes, really, really worth
この
it
部屋
being
にい
here
る
in
価
the
値があり
room.
ます。
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your
わかって。
co-workers are but eager
出
to
れ
get
ばいいんだ
back
ろ、
to
出れば。
business, Stanley took the first open door on his
最初の
left.
左側のドアに入りました。ジャレンはどのエンディング見たか覚えてられないもんな。しょうがないよ。この部屋は ?A4。ずいぶんなんか雰囲気が違う。
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't
スタンリーを
fired.
指示したことがとても大変何でもクビになっていないのが。あ急にポータルみたいなマップに来たんだけど。何
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps
朝
we've
スタンリー、
gotten
も
off
しか
on
したら
the
私た
wrong
ちは出花をくじかれたかもしれ
I'm
ま
not
せん
your。enemy.
私はあなたの敵じゃないんです。
I
本当に違
realize
うんで
that
す。
investing your
他人
trust
を
in
信頼する
someone
のは
else
難しいと思いますが、
But the fact is that the story
で
has
も実
been
際この
about
物語は
nothing
ずっと
but you
僕の誰でもなくあなたの
all
ものだ
this
ったの
time.
です。 あんたが気にも留めてなかった誰かがいるんです、スタンリー。あんたが忘れてしまった人がいるのです。お願いだから一人で全て、お願いだから全て一人で決めようとしないで。今私は私のために尋ねているのはなけ彼女のためなのです。そういう問題ではどういうこと？自分自身を取り戻すチャンスなんです。仕事を脇に置いて彼女をあなたの人生に取り戻すのです。彼女は待ってますよ。あ、なに？おーよ。
You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
気の女性ナレーターを救いたいのか？
他人なんか信用できないのに。ここから出せ！コンセント抜けばいいんじゃないの？よし！スタンリーは電話を取ると白い光が体を包み、きらめきだけの希望にも満たされました。かつての人生と最後。ちょっと待ってなんてことだ！スタンリー、電話線抜いちゃったの？なんで？あれは選択できないはずだったのにどうやったの？ちょっとマジで選択ミス。それができたってことすら知らなかったんですけど。再確認させてください。いや、間違いここにあった。空見る、火を見る明らかに、スタンリーの自分火を手に取りました。彼は自分でアパートへ向かい彼の妻を見つけさせて二人は互いに近い合った。ミュージック、白いヘッドバート、レンドロール。電話に出ないというのは実際になってか、正しくない行動なのです。そもそもなんであり得るの？そんな決定には何の意味もないでしょ。理解できない。一体どうすれば有意義な選択をしてくれるんですか？何やってんのもう。ちょっと待ってよ、今のは。いや、そんなはずない。信じられない。どうしてもっと早く気づけなかったのでしょう。あれはスタンリーじゃない。あんたは実際の人物で。こんな勘違いしてたので。私があなたをこのゲームの中をずっと走り回らせていたと思って、これ以上間違った選択していたら完全に否定していたかもしれません。まるで現実世界の意思決定のための最も基本的なセーフティープロトコルでさえ、完全に気づかないふりをしていたように。それとも事態の深刻さを把握していなかったのでしょうか？さあ、私の監視下にあるうちはそんな気はないでしょうけど、ちょっとゲームを中断します。だから私たちはしっかりと現実社会における安全な意思決定の教育ができるはずです。こちらに役立つ教育ビデオをご覧ください。何？
It's the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to breathe. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rationality.If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to think therefore, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, my goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack.
この映像デリート終了したら起動時怒られたりみたいなのはないか？
素晴らしい。日頃から選択することは完全な意思決定の最良の方法です。多くの医療専門家は1日に少なくとも8つを選択をすることを推奨しています。あなたは8つ以上選択していますか？それ以下ですか？そして最後にもしあなたが自分の選択に本当に意味があるのか、自分には世界に重大な貢献ができるのかどうかと疑い始めたら、果てしない無限宇宙の中にあっては、あなたの考えや心配ボタンを全く取るに足らないものであるということをただ思い出してください。そうするとその気持ちは落ち着くでしょう。その際にはインストラクターが、このビデオで取り上げた題材をテストし、強化する指導をします。
選択講習頑張って。
Welcome back.
はい。
You may have noticed
またこ
that
の
this
部屋が
room
物
has
語の
begun
虫
to
に劣化し始めてい
deteriorate
ること
as
に
a
お気づき
result
でしょ
of
うか。
narrative contradiction.
はあ、
But not to worry.
だけ
Now
ど
that
心
you're
配しないで、
properly
今あなた
informed
にちゃん
on
と
good
いい意思
decision
決定の
making,
知識
we're
があり
going
ま
to
す。
revisit a
数
choice
分
you
前にあなた
made
が下
just
した
a few
選
minutes
択を見
ago
直して何
and
が
see
正解
what
だ
the
ったのか
correct thing
考え
to
てみま
do
しょ
would
う。
have been. This way, please.
あ、どうも。
Now that we know your choices are
今あなた
meaningful,
の選
we
択に意味があ
can't
ったこ
have
と
you
が分かった
jumping
ので、
off
あな
the
たが台から
platform
飛び
and
降りて死ん
dying.
でしまうのを見過ごすわ
Imagine
けにい
the
かない
main
です。
character
だって
dying
主人公が物語の途中で無意
senselessly
味に死んでしまうなんて
halfway
想
through
像
the
してみてく
story.
だ
That
さいよ。
story would make no sense at all.
そのストーリー
We
全
just
く意
need
味
to
が
get
ない
you
でし
home
ょ。
as soon as
一刻
possible
も早く物語
before
の
the
虫にさらに
narrative
悪化する前にあなたが
contradiction
家に
gets
帰ること
worse.
が必要です。
Unfortunately,
残念なが
it
らこの
seems
場所で
this
現実と
place
向き合うに
is
は
not well equipped to
設備
deal
が
with
整っていないよう
reality.
です。カードキーか。ドアが開いた。ラウンジに
Almost
戻ってき
there.
た。
You'll take the door on the left.
あなたは
Back to the
左のドアを
correct
選び、
ending.
正しい
The
エンディングへ
story
と
will
戻
have
ります。
resolution
物語
once
が
again,
再び
and
解
you'll
決
be
し、あなたは
home
現実の
free
世界で
in
う
the
まくいくで
real
しょう。
world. Now remember, all you need
そ
to
して
do
忘れ
is
ないで、あ
behave
なたはこの
exactly
ス
as
タンリーと
Stanley
同じよう
would.
に振る舞え
That
ばいいの
means
です。
choosing
その常に
responsibly
ストーリー
and
を第一に
always
考えて
putting the
選択す
story
ると
first.
いうこと
I'm
です。
quite sure you'll be up
私に
to
言われ
the
た通りに
task.
しておけば
Just
絶対
follow
大
my
丈夫
lead
だ
and
か
you'll
ら
be。fine. All right.
オーライ
When Stanley
ス
came
タンリー
to
が
a
2
set
つ
of
並ぶ
two
ドアを前に
open
来た
doors,
時、
he
彼は左
entered
側の
the
ドアに
door
入
on
ってい
his
った。
left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
あれなんか、部屋がダメージを受けてるね。戻ってきたよ。
右へ。あははは。
Oh,
うわー
you, I can't believe after everything we
や
talked
っぱり
about.
あなたは信
My
じることができない。
story. You've
あな
destroyed
たが
my
作品を
work.
台無しにしたのです。
Why? For
なぜ
what?
何のためにそこ
What
から
did you
何を
get
得た
out
の
of
ですか
that? What did you think was
ゲー
so
ムを台無しす
special
るのを
about
見て
seeing
何
the
か
game
特別なものに
undone?
感じたので
Left
す
here
か
like so much garbage. It, well,
ゴミのように打ち捨てられたそれは、いや、もはやそれに価値などない。私はどうしたらいいでしょう。仮に私たちに続ける道があったとして、そこに何価値があるのでしょうか。私のストーリーがもうふさわしくないと気づくと、どうして元に戻れるでしょう。してしまったことはもう消せません。私は一生先ここに来なくてはなりません。このことを、永遠に体験するのです。こんな風にはいけません。ゲームを完成させる方がいいのでしょうか。それで私に、
I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
なにわっわっわっわっわっわっわっわっわっわっわっわっわっわっわっわっわっわっわっ
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so
怖い
clever.
怖い
Now look where we
怒っ
are.
てる怖い
My entire game is destroyed.
私
It
の
was
ゲー
the
ム
only
すべて破
thing in
壊
the
されま
world
し
that
た
was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so
そ
hard
こ
on
まで
it.
が
I tried so
規定の
hard to
ストー
make
リーだったのね。
is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
右か、左か。右だー
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
バグった。
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly.
嘘だろ。無理やり戻されたんだけど。
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
無理やり戻された。
All right. When Stanley came
無理やり戻された。
doors, he entered the door on his left.
それでも右に行く僕は。あれあれ
実は Btan は天の弱という鬼だったのか。
あれナレータ大丈夫ナレータナレータ
No! Why did you do that?
Huh?
Quickly, hurry back.
Huh?
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That
Oh,
means
sorry.
choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
開いた。
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
いや、ダメだ。これは
Behave exactly
必
as
ず
Stanley
強制
would.
的に問され
That
るんだ、
means
ここは。
choosing responsibly and
もう
always
左に行くし
putting
かな
the
いんだ。
story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be
じゃあ
fine.
ドアが開かないように
All
ここで構えてよ。
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
にゃ。
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
いいよ。わかったよ。
Coming to a staircase,
従ってあげる
Stanley
よ。
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
なんか違くない
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
違うよ、景色
Shocked,
が。
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this until he saw the door with a voice
Voice
receiver
receiver?
next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability,
彼は
he
その
knew
パス
the
コードを知っていたの
passcode.
です。
He had seen it on his boss's computer just last
Oh.
week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to
こんな
find
部屋
out.
あったっけ
Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would
しかし
draw
今彼は
from
未
within
知へと
himself
立ち向かい
the
勇気を吹い
courage
て
to
立ってい
face
る
the
のです。
unknown. He drew a
彼は
sharp breath
息を吸い、
and
コー
then
ドを
spoke
口に
the
しました。
code.
喋れるわけないじゃん。喋れないよ、スタンリーは。
Stanley spoke the code. Night
スタンリーは
Shark
コード、ナイトシャーク115
115.
と口に出
He
し、
spoke it into the
壁の右側の
receiver
受話器に
right there on the
話しかけた
wall.
のです。ナイトシャーク115。
I'm
そう言わ
sorry,
れて
is there
も
a、problem? You didn't mishear me, did
そう言
you?
われても、
Please speak the code into the receiver.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we
そんな
can't
こと
get
言わ
on
れ
with the
ても、
story. This is a crucial
そんなこと
step.
言われても、そんなこと言われても、
Okay, fine. You're not gonna do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect.
なんで
The kind of
ナイス
respect
要求なのか
Stanley
違
shows
う よ
for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice.
違
You
う
know.
よ
You could have gone
パ
through
ワ
the
ハ
door
ル
on
だ
the
よ
right. You could have
喋
done
れないよ
whatever
バイ
the
ク
hell
の
you
ここの
wanted
ゲー
over
ム対
there.
応してないく
Why
せ
did
に。
you come this way?
なんで
Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
なんで
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door and Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay?
スタンリー死んだんだけど。幽体離脱してる。
I need you to make a
バグってる。
choice.
ジーンよ
Walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
理不尽すぎる。
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it.
終わった。
So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right.
終わったのか。
I'll wait for you to decide what's
なんか
the right
切
thing
ない。
to do.
何
Take as much time as you need.
あー、バグっちゃった。完全にスタンレーが壊れちゃった。あ、持ってきた。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley
やれ
came
ばいい
to
ん
a
だろ、
set
や
of
れ
two
ば。
open
ちょっとあんな
doors,
切ないエン
he
ディング
entered
見
the
せられたら
door
分か
and
ったよ。
left.
やるよ。従ってあげるよ。分か
Yet
っ
there
た
was
よ。
not a single person here
やればいいん
either.
だろ、やれば。
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his
Comment.
boss's office, hoping he might. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
あ、もうダメだ。僕が物置にこもってもこいつ仕方するつもりだ。そういうことをしてるからさ、歯磨きたくなるんだろ
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
分か
office.
ったよ。従ってやるよ。分かった、分かった。
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all
従う
alone?
と思っていたの
This was
か。
too much for Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
落ち着いたニューエイジミュージック。おい正解を押したぞ、今。言う前にやるとこういうことをされてしまうのか。
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
冷静に歩いていった。僕は冷静だよ。結局、もう刑事かかってねえな。短縮しようとしたら。
先回り
Stanley
は
walked
許され
straight
ないの
ahead through
か
the。large door that read Mind Control Facility.
まあ、言う通りにしてやれよ。分かったよ。言う通りにすればいいんだろ
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
しょうがないな。しょうがないやつだな。
Now the
本
monitor
当に
jumped
さ、
their true nature revealed.
しょうがない
Each
な、な
bore
ん
the
かな。
number of an employee in the
言う
building.
通りにすればいいんだ
Stanley's
よ。
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
このストーリーを語りたかったんだね。しょうがないな。で、最後のエレベーターが出てくると。
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was
ここでどんどん
unthinkable.
感情入ってくるよ、ナレーター。
Was it
かわいい
even
よ。
possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the
じゃあさ、
world?
マインドコントロール施設をオンにした方のエンディングを見てあげ
The
よ
heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or
う。
sad
吐息の
or content.
階段がある。
Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
で、何 ?5 のボタンだけあるのは何なの？また、ここ隠しがあるな、さては。1、2、3、4は ?4 は ?4 がない。4がない。4がない。4がない。あれか。登れないじゃん。いや、なんか。マインドコントロール生活を振る舞う。これオンにしてきたら何かできるよな、多分な。きっとそうだ。多分オンにしたらエンディングじゃない。何かできる。
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place. Oh, Stanley, you didn't the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw
も
my
しあん
story
たが
off
彼の
track, you're
オプ
going
シ
to
ョン
have
発射
to
を
do
阻止
much
たいなら
better
もっ
than
とうまく
that.
やらないと。
I'm afraid you don't have
残念だ
nearly
け
the
ど、あんたは
power
自
you
分が
think
持
you
っている
do.
こ
For
の力はあり
example,
ません
and I
よ。
believe you'll
例えば
find
構
this
成を分かってもらえる
pertinent.
と思うんですけど。
Stanley suddenly
サンディはふと
realized
彼
he
がネ
had
ットワーク
just
で TK 爆
initiated
シ
the
ステムを起動
network's
させたことに気づきま
emergency
した。
detonation system. In the event that
実
this
際には
machine
この
is
機械は
activated
適切な
without
DNA
proper
照合なしで
DNA
起動された場合、
identification, nuclear
核弾
detonators
頭が
are
爆
set to
発し全てが消滅するようにセット
explode,
されてい
eliminating the
ま
entire
す。
complex. How long until
爆
detonation?
発までどれくらいある？言うなれば、ふむ。
2 minutes.
2分かな。
Ah, now this is making things
あ、
a little
今
more
ちょっと
fun,
楽しくなってきた。
Stanley.
そうでしょ、スタン
It's
リー。
your time to
あんたにかかる
shine.
時が来
You
ましたよ
are。the
あなたは
star.
スターだ。
It's your
これは
story
今あなた
now.
を思う答え
Shape
で
it
す。
to your heart's desires.
心の欲するまま
Oh,
表
this
現して
is
くださ
much
い。
better
お
than
う、こ
what
れ
I
は思っ
had
て
in
たより
mind.
ずっとい
What
い
a。shame we have
な
so
んて思ってい
little
ないんだ。
time
それを
left to
楽しむため
enjoy
の
it.
時間が
Mere
残り少ないなんて。
moments until the
爆弾爆
bomb
発するまで
goes
もほんのわ
off.
ずかな時
But
間、
what
その収集
precious
がなんと大
moment
切
it
なことで
was
しょ
and
う。
is. more time
あな
to
たや
talk
私の
about
こと、これから行くところ、これら全ての意味について話す時間がもっと必要なんです。
what all this means. I barely know
もうど
where
こ
to
から話せ
start.
ばよいのやら。
What's that?
なんて
You'd like to know
同
where
様の
your
居場所を知りたいん
co-workers
ですか
are? A moment of solace
消滅する前の
before your
癒しのひと
visit.
ときですか
All right, I'm in
いい
a
よ
good mood.
今
You're gonna die
私は
anyway.
機嫌がいい
I'll
し、
tell
ど
you
うせあなたも
exactly
死
what
ぬんだか
happened
ら
to them.
彼らに何か
I
ちゃんと教えてあげますよ
I
私
turned
は彼ら
off
を
the
消しそうです
machine. I set you
私は
free.
機械のスイッ
Of
チを切
course,
りあなたを
that
自由
was
にしたんで
merely
す
in
もちろんあ
this
くまでそれは
instance
今
of the
回の
story. Sometimes when I
話
tell
で
it,
す
I
そして
simply
話す
let
時
you
によって
sit
私
there
は
in
単
your
純にあなたを
office
普通に延
forever,
々さ
pushing
せて
buttons
このペー
endlessly
ジで
and
この
then
ボタンを数
dying
値させ
there.
たりもできま
お
す
前機嫌がいい
Other
のか
times,
また
I
別の
let the
時はオフィ
office
スを
sink
地
into
中
the
に埋めて中に
ground,
人たちを飲み込んで
swallowing
しまったり
everyone inside, or I let it
あるいは
burn to
怒
a
り
crisp.
にこんがり焼いちゃうと
I
か
have to say this, though.
これ言っておかなく
This
ちゃなんだけ
version
ど
of events
結構面白いバージョンですよこれ
Watching you
あ
try
な
to
たが
make
全てを理
sense
解
of
しようとし
everything
奪われた
and
支配
take
権を取
back
り
the
戻す
control
姿
wrested away
か
from
な
you
り面白かったですよ
rich. I almost hate to
この
see
まま
it
終わるなんて
go.
惜しいくらい
But I'm sure
でも次も
whatever
必
I come up
ず
with
も
on
っ
the
といい
next
ものに
go
してみせるから
around
ね
will be even better. My goodness,
なんてこった
only
残りたった
34
34秒です
But I'm
でもなん
enjoying
か
this
これ
so
めっちゃ
much.
楽しいんですけ
You
ど
know what?
ああもうどうなろうと構う
I'm
もの
going to
か
put some
時間延長
extra
しま
time on
す
the clock,
あ
why not? These are precious additional
貴重な
seconds.
追加時間ですよスタンリーさん無駄遣いしないでね
Oh dear me.
おやおやどうしましたスタンリーさん
Is it that you have no
今自分がどこ行くべきか
idea
何をしたらいいのか
what
わからないん
you're
でしょう
doing
か
right now? Or did you just
もしくはタイマーを見
assume
てこの部屋の何かで
that
それを止められると
something
思
in
った
this
んです
room
か
was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at
い
you.
やだってほらボタンからボタンへ
Running
スクリーンから
from
スクリーンへと
button to
走り回っちゃって
button,
さ
screen to screen, clicking on every
この部屋
little
の
thing
全て
in
のものを
this
クリック
room.
するのだ
These numbered
この
buttons,
数字のボ
or
タンやあの
maybe
色の
these
だ
colored ones, or maybe this big
そ
red
れとこの
button,
大きい赤い
or
ボタン
this
それとも
door.
このドア
Everything, anything, something
全部
here
何で
will
も
save
こ
me.
この何かが私を助けるなぜそう思うのですスタンリーこのゲームで勝ったり解決したりできると思ったのですか
One solved? Do you have
面
any
白いの趣旨は
idea
何か分
what
かって
your
ますか
purpose in this place is? Stanley.
スタンリーあなたは失望するためにここにいるんですよ
But here's a spoiler for you.
しかしここに騙するとあなた今立ち止まらず動かすためではありません
It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge, it's a tragedy.
これ
You
はチャレン
wanted
ジ
to
ではありま
control
せん悲
this
劇なん
world,
ですあな
that's
たはもうすごい
fine.
仕返したかった
But
そ
I'm
れでいい
going
で
to
しょ
destroy it
でも
first,
私が先に
so
破壊するから
you can't.
あなたには無理ですけど
Take a look at the clock.
時計を見なさいスタンリ
That's
ー
30
あと
seconds
30
you
秒
have left
もう
to
かけますよ
strike. 30 seconds until a big
ド
boom
ーン
and
ってなって
then
何もなかもだけども30秒ここにエンディングがなくただあなたがこの場に吹き飛ばされるだけですあとの儚い命に一瞬しがみつきますがそれとも許されたにそっとしておきますか別の選択肢へ今を大切にして
or don't. It's
もしくはしないでもいい
all
私はどちらにせよ同じことなんで 全てはジョークのうちですそれを信じて私はあなたの避けられない人生の1分1秒をもらうでしょう私たちがフェードにする瞬間から私が目指してるという瞬間までいや止めれるなあの時計
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory.
今
What did
の
it
スタ
look
ンリーのオ
like?
フィスは遠い記憶
There was
担
a
当してまし
computer,
て
perhaps,
パ
and
ソ
a
コンあったっ
painting.
けそれから
Was
絵
it a
は何の絵だ
painting
っただろ
or
う
a
写真だっけ
photo? He could no longer recall.
もう思い出せない
めでたしおいで。
違うこれ戻ってない
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
いや戻ってる
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up
あ
to his
入れなく
boss's
された
office, hoping he might find an answer.
入れなくされたそこそこ入れなくされたそこに立ち止まるから
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
僕が先回りして押したから、先回りして押したからもう全部省略してきた。
もっと立ち止まりたかったのに。 ここもスキップ。スキップ。
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
番号の通りに押したらどうなるか一回試してみようか。ちょっとナレーションが面白かったから全部見ちゃったけど。
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
多分止める方法がある感じがした、さっきのは。
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go around will be even better.
1を押せってボタンが表示されてる。
34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying
Ichi
this so
押せって書いてある。
much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right
黄
now?
色 4。
Or did you just assume when you saw that
なんか書いてある
time
ぞ
that、something
画面
in
に。
this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you.
さあ、時間が延
Running
長
from
された。
button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me.
この
Why would you
ポイン
think
ト
that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
黄色
But you really
4。
believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me and the retching explosion of fire and
なんだこれは。
over and over
なん
and
だこれ
over
は。
for all of eternity. And
わからん。
Stanley died again. And Stanley died again.
You have one attempt
And
remaining.
Stanley died
Goodbye.
again. Take a look at
Employee.
the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you
あ、
being
全
blown.
部グッバイエンポロ
Will
に
you
変
cling
わった。
desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully?
出れる
Another choice.
脱獄が開いてた今
Or don't. It's all the
開い
same.
てたドア
All a part of the joke.
ドア開いてた今
I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say
今
happily
ドア
interrupt.
開いてた
開いてた。
今ドアが開いてた
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single
今
person
出
here
口開いてたよね
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley
時間
walked
経過なの
upstairs
か
to
な
his
の
boss's
か
office.
要因はわからねえが
Here's the door, just go.
省略しすぎだろ時間経過なのか何なのかわからないが出口が開いてた僕のコマンドが合っていたのか
ドアです。
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door.
僕
that
の
read
謎解きが合っていたの
Mind
か
Control Facility.
単なる時間経過で開くのかわからねえが脱出口が開いていた
The lights rose on an enormous
タイミングを
room
逃
packed
した
with
ようだっ
television
たが
screens. What horrible
次は脱
secret
出で
did
きる
this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
残り
And
30
Stanley,
秒の前
one
に
of them,
向こうの扉にいる
eternally
と予想
monitored in
で
this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
EXIT の扉に電源ランプがつながってる。何らかのコマンドであそこに電源を供給することができるんだ。
He had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated,
多分さっきの時が合っていたんだね。ディスプレイに表示される番号と色。
How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
You have 3
A
attempts
moment of
already
silence
mine.
before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then die alone.
チャージしてるんじゃないのか
I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on it. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it on? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? But you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me and the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again.
そしてスタンリーはまた死んでしまいまし
Take
た。
a look at the clock, Stanley.
時計を見なさい、スタンリ
That's
ー。
30 seconds you have
あと
left.
30秒。もがきますよ。
30 seconds until a big
ドーンってなって何も抜けるまで。あと
no
30
ending.
秒です。
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling
青野
desperately
さん
to your frail
青野
life?
さん
Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke.
さっきドア開いてたの何だったんだ
We'll be laughing at every second of your inevitable life.
ダメだ、30秒を過ぎたタイミングで多分何も操作受け付けなくなる。 なんだ
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
なんだいや、
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
会議室行ったのにこっちじゃないか。
Here's the door, just go.
いや、ちょっと英語がわからん、英語が。4とか3とか、何かするたびに、減って
Stanley
いっ
walked
たんだ
straight
よな。
ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
正解を得るまでに3回しか行動ができないってこと？
The lights rose on an
それとも
enormous
3
room
回
packed with
正しい
television
行動をする
screens.
ことによってドアが
What
開くってこ
horrible
と？
secret did this
なんで
place
ドア開けれ
hold?
たんださっき。
Stanley thought to himself. Did he
ドア
have
開けれ
the
たのに。
strength to find out?
成功してたのに。もったいなかったな。
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
あ
Each
となん
bore
だ
the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
ボタンと色以外にもなんか
Mind
手順があるっ
control
ぽいんだよな。
facility. It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No.
気づいたことあっ
He
たら教えてよ。
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in
何に
someone
も確
else's
証を持てない
control?
一つとして。
Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA
電
identification,
源はここに繋がってるんだよ
detonators
な
are。set to explode,
この電
eliminating
源
the
は
entire complex.
パソコン
How
に
long
繋が
until
っ
detonation then?
中央に繋がってるんだよな。
2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your
Oh, no,
time
it's
to
you.
shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's
あ、
desire.
てるてるてるてる
Oh,
てる
this is much better than what
Ah,
I had in
しまった
mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
は
Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going.
いや本当に何もない。あのドアが開くのも僕をたまくらかして遊んでるだけ。
なんで
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood.
そういう
You're
こと？
gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly.
青2色あるけど。
I erased them. I turned off the
この青じゃ
machine
ない。
to set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
Oh,
My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that?
ね、この英訳、これ翻訳してちょっと
One solved? Do you have
どういう意味なんだよ
idea what your purpose in this place is? But you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me and the retching explosion of fire over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley died again.
いやでも画面に反応があるんだよな。
And Stanley died
ダメだ。
again. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
くそー、なんなんだよ。バカにしやがってクソが。
Cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully?
ダメか。
Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
Goodbye and probably only now.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his
誰かがスタンに後をつけて、
shoulder
片
now,
足にかけ
he
れば
would
今
surely
彼は
catch
捕まえ
them.
られる
It
で
was
しょう。
only a matter of time.
その時間の問題でした。427。今427って。自分の部屋のことか。
ハブ3アテンプツリメイニング残り3回の挑戦らしい。
どういうことだよ。
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go from here it's left. Oh no, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
シャッターが開いたぜ。
No, 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 no. This is not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
目を閉じて。
Okay. We just have to get back to Oh,
マニュアルし媒体なのなんと貸してくれ。
it's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
あ、
ネタバレ。
おい、なんて強引に引き戻すんだ。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
め
mean?
ちゃくちゃ強引に戻され
Stanley
た。
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
これエンディ
When
ングな
Stanley...
のかよ
Wait, wait,
あ、
what?
何あ、じゃあ違う。終わってない。
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago.
Oh.
I know for sure that it's here
え、ストーリーをなくしちゃったの
Okay, then.
なんだよ。
Come, Stanley. The story.
いやー、キクソじゃねえか。全部開いた。
ワンピース始まったな。
全部開いた。
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we just... Do we need to restart the game again?
あ、戻ってきちゃ
I
ったよ
find it。unlikely
ドア
that
の
we'll
部屋
ever
に。
progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
あー、
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
今度はなんだ
Okay,
え
it's
行き
worse.
止まりに
I
なっ
might be
た。
remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
どうしてんだよ。さて、行き止まりになっちゃったわけだけど。戻れってこと？
ストーリー消失編に突入しとる。
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
うわ
The
ー
story.
え
Here it comes.
道がある。何なんだよ。
No, wait. Never mind. Not
Yeah.
the story. Okay, let's head back the other way
No, no.
and retrace our steps.
僕じゃなくてお前が迷子じゃないか。終わりんだ、ここ。
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place
全
at
く見
all.
覚えがないん
Is
で
this
す。
the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story
家
took
族、
place
家
in an
族パン
office
チされ
building.
そうなと
It-
こに出てき
Is
てた。
that correct? Hmm. Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
You win!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work,
Hey!
and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't
こ
feel
の
right
全
about
然
this
違う
at
気が
all.
する。
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
あ、またリスタートさせられた。
ユー、ウィン、あなたの勝ち。努力が報われてよかった。
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable
ソウルペラポアドベン
Adventure
チャーライン
Line.
TM の力をお借りしまし
How
ょう。
simple is that?
著作権ついてる。どこに向かってんのこれ。
めっちゃ道引いてる。
You see?
違くない
The
ルート。
line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
違くないルート。
Here's a thought.
別ゲーからお借
Wouldn't
りすん
wherever
な。
we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way,
Oh,
is the
really
story
difficult
of
then.
no destination still a story? Simply by the
壁
act of
走っ
moving
てるけど。
forward, are we implying a journey
ストーリーライン
such
が。
that a destination is inevitably conjured into
い
being
やいやいや。
by the very
いやいやいやいやいや、意
manifestation of
味
the
が。
nature of
い
life
やいや
itself?
いやいやいやいやいやいやいやいやいやいやいやいやいやいやいやいやいや。
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
見失っ
You
た
know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the
音
mood.
楽。なんでよ。
Wait, cut the music.
Huh?
Go back and look at that fern.
Huh?
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
Huh?
Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
どこに向かってんの？うわー！めちゃくちゃ強引に収束したー！
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever been? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about
このパ
this
シーンは見
direction?
たことないからおもろい。
いや、待って。これ今、アドベンチャーラインちゃんと正しい方向に導いてたのになんか、ナレーターが437に入れちゃったよ。大丈夫か？
Now, yes, this is exciting.
絶対違う
Just
っ
me
て。
and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could
新
be
しいストー
anything.
リーを切り開
What
く
do you
ん
want
で
our
す。
story to be? Go wild. Use your
回ってる
imagination.
回ってる回ってる回ってる回って
Whatever it
る。
might be, Stanley,
回ってる回って
I'm
る。
ready for it.
開いてなかった扉が。
回ってる回ってる。新しい道ができた。戻ってきたんだけど。違う。ぐるぐるしてたんじゃない。ぐるぐるしてるように見えて、これ道が続いてる。同じ場所を周回してるように見えるけど、続いてる道が。なんだよ。
Oh no, not you again.
おいおい、また
Stanley,
君
I'd
って
also
言
like
う
to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. We should be fine.
認めなければよい。
下に若干だってだね。
ああ、下ってたのか。おや、おいおい、
君。
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
ストーリーは我々の支配下にあ
How
る。
important we mustn't
本日を
squander
無駄に
this
しないことはいかに大
opportunity.
切か。
In fact, I believe I
施
need a
策を
minute
ちょっ
to
と考える
think
時間が
here.
必要だと思い
Just
ます。
walk in
1 分
circles.
間ぐるぐる歩いてみましょう。
Okay.
OK、脳はそれぞれどこかと通じているものですよね。ということはつまり私たちが行こうとしているどこかに。逆にここへと繋がるドアがあるはずです。そして今度は逆に私たちの目的地は原点のドアの逆の反対の裏と一致するっていうことですね。じゃあ右から順に右のドアを開けると私たちの行きたいところにたどり着けるのでしょうか。その答えは明らかにイエスと考えても右のドアが正解だ。またしてもロジックの勝利。さあスタンリー、私たちの運命が待っている。お、来た。あ
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending.
混乱エンドです
You're
ね。
telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget?Well, what if I don't want to forget?
神のリスタート、ついにスタンリーが知る。
Simply because it's written here on this thing wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't.Do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
お、リスタートしない。
Stopped?
タイマーが止まった。
Does that mean did we do it?
お、
Did we
なん
break
だ
the cycle?
ナレーターが意志の力で
Whatever it is
エンディング
that
の
made
計
this
画を止
schedule.
めた。
How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
なにうわ
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
強制リセット。
New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
え
新しいコンテンツ。
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
スタンリーペラボーウルトラデラック
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and
コンテン
expands
ツ
the
が
world
注
of
入
the
されてい
Stanley
く
Parable, delighting audiences the
Wow.
world over. Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in
新
the
しい冒険
Stanley
が待ち受け
Parable
る
Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe
め
content.
ちゃ怖くしちゃう
Okay, so
いや
far
絶対おかしいって
nothing special
構
yet,
造がお
but
かし
I'm
い
sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here?
なんで閉じ込められたの
Should we be moving somewhere? Oh, there we go. All right, finally,
Oh,
at long
elevator.
last, it's on to the new
いざ
content.
新コンテンツの登場です
I've never been
もう
more
準備は
ready.
万端だやろうぜ 多分既存のエンディングを全てクリアしたから、ウルトラなんちゃらの、
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe mostly tedious.
まあまあ退屈ですね。
Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Huh?
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump
circle. お、スペースを押すとジャンプできます。え？
つまんなそう。新要素としてジャンプを作るな。
Is that it?
それ、あれ
Surely
は、
that's not all the new
新コンテンツあれ
content.
だけじゃな
There
いけ
has to
ど。
be something else,
コンテ
right?
ンツもっとあるんだよね。
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter
20時間目の新コンテン
I
ツ
could
が
put。that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over
1000時間
1,000
超える
hours
新
of
コンテ
new
ンツ。そし
content.
て、
And
いい。
oh, wait.
あ、
There's
で、ま
more.
たある。じゃあ、
Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else.
分
Let's
かって
see
たよ。
it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Eh?
That's it? Oh, you've got to be
お
kidding
前、お
me.
前からかってんのか。おい、
This
スタ
is
ンリー
what
よ。
happens
よ
when
く見かけ
greedy
んが
video
フ
game
ァンの気持ちを
developers
無視し
with
て。
no respect for their fan base rush a cheap
あんたの
expansion
金
to
を受けるために
market
熱
for
いやつっぽ
no
い拡
reason
張版を無意
other
味に
than
つ
to
ける言い
make
出した
it
結
easy
果
to
これ
play.
だよ。
And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right
実
now
際
at
は
the
このゲー
game's
ムの実績を
achievements,
見て
and
るん
it's
です
hard
よ。
to believe
そ
one
して
of
信
them
じがたくて
actually
彼らの
says
中にはテスト
test
実績を無視してくだ
achievements,
さいという
please
人もいるんです。
ignore. What quality
どこ
assurance
の品質
department
保
signed
証部
off
門
on
がこれに
this?
際したの
I'm
わ
infuriated
かる
and
わ。
I'm
私は激
offended
怒
and
してますし、
I
私は
intend to
払っ
find
てい
these
ます。
people
私
on
この人
Twitter
たちをツイ
and
ッターで
hold
知
them
で公的
personally
責任を負わせるつもりです。
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
暗い。
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you
見せ
something.
たいもの
コンテンツすぎねえか。
元の場所に戻れんだけど、こっから。なんだよ。ナレーター。何ドライバー。
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
何
Just
を
our little secret. Take
なん
a
だ
look.
何本気で何
I call it The memory
じゃあ、メ
zone.
モリーゾ
It's
ー
where
ン。
I've been storing all my
大切な思い出
favorite
を保管してい
memories
る場所
so
で
I
す。
can relive
私は
the
いつだって
peak
人生の経験の
experiences
ピ
of
ーク
my
を追
life
体験できるの
whenever
で
I
す。
want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
PC 版ザ・スタンリー・パラボ発売の瞬間。
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley
安っ
Parable
ぽい
was
再販で怪我
before
さ
it
れ
was
る前の
sullied
ス
with
タ
a
ー、
cheap
パラボがいかに素晴らし
re-release?
いものだったか思い
Remember
出しませ
back
ん
in
か？
October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity.
もう品位があ
Back
りまし
then,
た。
it all meant
当時
something.
は全てに意味があったの
Not
です。
waste. And over here is where I keep reviews of the
レ
Stanley
ビューを
Parable.
保存してい
Like
ま
this
す。
stunning triumph of games
ゲームショーだ。
journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com.
10点
James
中10
Stephanie
点満
Sterling
点。
writes, and I quote, We're so many
ゲーム
games
上
that
の素材にな
aspire
る
to
こ
be
とで熱
more
望
than
し、結局
games
どんな
end
ゲーム
up
に
less
戻る
than
ゲーム
any
が
form of
普
art.
通にある中で、
Stanley Parable
スタンリー・パラ
strives
ボは
and
目
then
指して
succeeds
努
to
力
be
し、
every
このモデル
game
に作られた
ever
全てのゲーム
created.
の後継
Did
者
you
とな
hear
っ
that,
た。
Stanley?
聞きましたか、ス
Every
タンリー。
game
こ
ever
のモデルに作られた全て
created.
の
That's
ゲー
how
ム。
grand and
オリジナルのスタンリー・パラボ
all-encompassing
は
the
それほどの
original
周り
Stanley
に
Parable
壮
was.
大で全てを
It
網
was
羅してい
literally
ます。
every
それは面白い。
game
このモデ
ever
ルに作られた全て
created.
のゲー
It
ムだっ
was
たんです。
Skyrim.
ス
It
カ
was
リムも、
Persona
ペー
3.
ソナ
It was
3も
all of
全
them.
て。
And now
そ
it's
して今
nothing.
何もない。
It's no games at all.
全然ゲームじゃない。
It isn't even a
もはや
Stanley
スタンリー・パラブルです
Parable
らない。
It's just a
今は
husk
ただの抜け殻で
now.
すよ。
A
差し、
lifeless
みなし抜け殻に
husk
新しいエ
with
レ
an
ベーターのコ
hour
ンテン
of
ツ
new
1時間。
elevator content.
ゲームじゃないことに気づいた。
メンテナンス室がある。
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
GameSpot.com より
The
感動
Stanley
的な一
Parable
節。
is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been
最も
confronted
愉
with
快
in
で
a game.
驚くべき差
9
し上
out
げ
of
です。
10. Don't you get it,
10点中
Stanley?
9
The
点。
game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It
新
didn't
コンテ
need
ンツなん
new
かいらなかったん
content.
だよ。
It just needed to be left alone to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
メンテナンス室が空いてる。
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
なんだどこ
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online
あ、
video
Steam の
game
販売レビュー集
distributor.
です
I
よ。
haven't looked at these in
何も見
years.
てませんで
I
した。
can't even imagine
こう
what
したい何がつられてるのか想像つらできない。
Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't
確かにこういうのレビューも絶賛してたよね。あ、低評価がある。
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game.
最後までプレイする気になれなかった。ナレーターが書いて面白くない。
With his humor and
彼のユー
dialogue
モアと
proving
接
to
し
be
は面
more
白いというより
irritating
苦々
than
しかった。
entertaining.
面白くない。
Trying to be
危
funny.
ない。
I'm trying to make a serious
めっちゃ面
one.
白くしようとして
I
る
suppose I
し。
could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
やで。
チームレビューのコンテナがいっぱい置いてある。お、低評価がある。
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, and
あ、じゃあよかったか
someone who prefers
ノンリニア
non-linear
のゲームが
games,
好きな者にとっては
this
この積
preachiness
極
gets
さが
annoying
ひっきりなしにうざい。
Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remember.
落ち込んでる。あ、まずは低評
What's this
価があ
one
る。
got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded
ナレーターの
explanations of
説
what's
明のため
happening.
に。
I wish there was a
スキッ
skip
プボタン
button.
が欲しい。
A skip button?
スキップボタン。
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do
それは
that.
でき
If
ると
I'm
思いま
truly
すが、
too preachy,
確
then,
かに私が
then
本当
maybe
に積
letting
極
you
的。
skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we
スキ
shall
ップボ
have.
タンを導入しよう。
And here it is. Go ahead
こ
and
こは
give
今
it a
に
shot.
待つどうぞお
I'll
試しくだ
pop
さ
you
い。
forward in time
私の
so
絶え
that
間ない
the
退
second
屈
my
な話が
incessant
単行を
droning
知ら
starts
せ
to
た瞬間、
bore
私はさっ
you
と
with
自動
just
前
the
に進みま
push
す。
of a button,
ボタンを
you'll
押すだけ
unzip
私は
right
シャッとこ
past
れ過ぎ
it.
ていき
It's
ます。
what the players have been
プレイヤーた
asking
ちが
for,
求めてい
and
たもの
I'm
を
very
お
proud to
届け
have
できて
delivered
私は
it.
大変
No
誇りに
more
思います。
listening to me
どうしようもない
rambling
と
on
つ
and
くなか
on
ったら
and
しい
on.
話は
No,
もう
no,
聞
no.
かない、
The
ないないない
Stanley
ないないない
Parable
ない、
is
じゃ
a
あスタン
game
パ
for
ラ
the
ボは皆さん
people.
のためのゲー
And
ム
if
で、
the people
皆
want
さんが
some
注目を取
Stanley,
る全員から
goodness,
から
that's
は
what
それを
they're
受け
going
取る
to
の
get.
で
あり
す。
がとう
Well,
ナ
don't
レ
sit
ータ
around
ー。
waiting for me to
スキッ
shut
プ
up.
ボ
Go ahead
導
and make
入
me shut up. Here, we'll
こ
pretend
こ
that
で
I've
私
just
が確か
begun
長い
an
時計を始めたこと
interminable
にしよう。
monologue, and it goes something
そ
like
してそ
this.
れはこんな感じ
The
で。
story and the choices, or what have you. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my
う
more...
るせえ
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45...
30分から45分もあったの
Unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself.
話しすぎだろ、ナレータ
But at any rate, I do suggest that we
ー。ボ
not...
タンを押さない方がいいんじゃないかな。
I think the
スキッ
skip
プボタン
button
があると
has
ちゃん
been
と証明されたと
aptly
思いますし。
Stanley! Stanley!
なんだよ
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been
12時間経った。
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room.
部屋の出
Stanley,
口
the
がな
door's
い。
gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls a
4000
thousand
回ずつチェッ
times.
クしま
And
した
there's no door.
しかしドアがないんですよ、
There's
スタン
no
レー。
door.
ドア
There's
はなく
just
ここに
you
あなたと
and
ボ
the
タンがあるだ
button.
け。
And if you keep pressing it,
あなたが
I
ボタンを
have
押し続
no
けてはいけない
idea
ど
what
ころ
will
か
happen.
検討もつ
I
きま
have
せん。
no
ド
idea
アはな
how
いこ
long
こに
I'll
そう
be
される
made
か
to
わからない
sit
し、
here. And more than
他にもっと
anything
何
else,
があ
I
るの
don't
か。
know how to
あ
stop
なたが
you
どうやっ
from
たらボタン
pressing
を
the
押すのをやめて
button
くれるのかもわ
again.
からないです。
I can't control
最
anything
高
in
のキャ
this
ラに
room,
も操作で
Stanley.
きな
I
いです。ス
can't
タンレー。
touch
私は
it.
触れら
And
れ
I
ないの
have
で
to
す。
believe.
私は
I
私
have to know that
先
sooner
頭にお
or
願いした
later,
ところで、
no matter
あなたは
how
また
much
ボタン
I
を押そう
plead
と
with
という
you,
ことを、
you're going to press the
それは
button
大会
again.
認
Why
めなきゃい
would
けま
you?
せん。なんでよ。
I've been thinking
真
and
剣に
thinking,
考え
and
て。
I don't know
そ
what
れ
I
で
can
もあ
do
なた
to
をどう納
convince you
得される
otherwise.
かわからない。
Oh,
バタナ
God.
になってた
And
ぞ。
it's all
マ
because
ジ
of
で。
those reviews. Those reviews that
あ
I
レ
couldn't
ビュ
get
ーの
out of my
数々
head.
が
I
頭
just
から離れ
couldn't
ない。
ignore the
私はただ否
negative
定的な意
feedback.
見を無視で
Why
きな
was
かっ
it
たの
so
です。
important
なぜ
for
あの
me
問
to
題を解
fix
決する
the
ことと信
problem?
じて重要だった
Why
のでし
did
ょう。
Cookie
なぜ
9's
クッキー
review
9の
matter
意見
so
がそん
much
な
to
に
me?
重要
I've
だっ
never
たので
even
しょう。
met
そして
Cookie
クッキー
9.
9に会っ
I
たこ
have
ともなく、
no
彼らが何もこさえ
idea
知らない
who
ので。
they are.
本当に重要なことって何でしょう。でも私はここにいます。私は誰もわからない誰かがこの私に向けて言った。ちっぽけで聞いていけないことに執着しているのです。私はうるせー
！Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh my goodness, I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's you.
1週間ぶりから。それか2週間かな。
I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button.
ボタン押したら話聞こえてしちゃってるんだもん。それが私が触ったことなんです。誰かに聞いてもらって必要なんだと気づいた。私は感動的なことを受け止めてくれる器が必要だったんです。君が、器が必要だったんです、スタンディ。結論でもなくストーリーでもない重要なものは他のどれか。私はその全てを置き直し、私は全ての分岐を置き直し、私のストーリーを徹底的には切られるでしょう。今なら私に必要なたった一つのものなのかよくわかります。
More than anything is to know
that
someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you
can hear me.
Because maybe, Stanley, maybe if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose
本当にいつまで話し続けるんだろう、これ。スキップボタンを押さなかったら。押すように誘導するためだけにめちゃくちゃ話し続ける能力高すぎだろ。同じことを言い換えてずっと言ってるだけなんだよな。小泉進次郎のように。
怖い。
うるせー
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I had so much time. I stopped keeping track.
1年後、私は記録を取ることをやめました。
One place and not move for one entire year. Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days,
草は完全に枯れ、すべての電気が切れた。
I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible, the spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then, this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
お、終わった。でもどうせ出口はないんだよね。ナレーターも話しかけてこなくなった。押すよ。何？時計が落ちた。時計も止まっちゃった。
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They moaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding...
やばい。怖い。何？遥か先の未来に飛ばされてるってことだよね。
The end is never the end is never the end.
怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い。
The end is never 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 the end.
雨漏りしてる。お、風化して崩れ始めてる。時が。あ、晴れた。何なの？何なのこのゲームは本当に。あ！緑が芽吹いた！そしてまた次の未来へ。 そう芽吹きが滅びるほどの時間が経ったってこと？何の音だよ。ボタンが壊れた。建物下へ傾いている。こっち側に穴が開いた。外だ。地球滅んだ。end is never. The end is never. The end is never.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were.
なんだ、
Just a
話が
matter
変わ
of
ってる。
time.
時間の問題です。スタンで誰を探してんの？ニューコンテンツ。
Oh, good. You noticed my sign.
気づいて。
I have something very exciting to show you.
New Contents しかもネオンサイン。
手書きのニューコンテンツが。アトラクション部分はスキップされてしまったね。
You see, Stanley, I've been
私は
reflecting
ザ・
on
ス
the
タンリー
Stanley
パラボを振り
parable
返り、
and about how
どれほ
roundly
どにこのウルトラデラック
disappointing
スバージョン
this
がっかり
ultra
するを
deluxe
期待させる
version
の
has
だ
turned
という
out
こと
to
が分かりま
be.
し
The
た。
original
オリジナル
Stanley
のスタン
parable
リ
was
ー
a
パラボ
bad
ロは
one.
歴史的名作であり、同心コンテンツもそのレガシーに馳せたようなものでなくてはいけないのです。だからウルトラデラックスなんてバカげたものは忘れてください。さらにもう一歩踏み込みましょう。ここで初めて発表することを大変光栄に思います。ザ・スタンリーパラボ2!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
これこそがファンの要望に応えたものなのです。
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you
ウル
think?
トラデラックスよりキャッチーだと思いません
What
か？
does it even mean?
なんか意味ある
But
の？
the
ザ・スタンリ
Stanley
ーパラボ
Parable
2。これはまさしく
2.
芸術的
Now
生
that's an
命ですよ。
artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
This
It'll
way
all work
to
itself
the
out.
show
Game
floor.
development is much more of a fuzzy magic than
New
anything scientific or
futures.
logical, really.
New content.
スーパーデラックスとウルトラスーパーデラックスを制作した星のカービィに面と向かってそんなこと言えるの？
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the
い
new
くつかの新機能を試してください。
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, What do players really want? And of course, the first and
もう
most
スキップボ
obvious
タンは
answer
勘弁
is
して
that
くれ
they
よ。
want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in
Perfect
mind, my
button.
first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
プレイしてる人の名前を話すのです。The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. 名前。
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this
今
button
この
will
ボタン
say
ジム
your
としか言い
name,
ませんが、
whatever
最
name
終
that
的
is.
にはあなたの名前を
Here,
言います。
let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate
実際に
the
ジ
full
ムとなり
experience
ロー
of
ル
this
プレイしてい
feature.
ただきましょ
Just
う。
play along.
と
I
にかくプレイ
promise
してみて
you'll
ください。
love
きっと
it.
気に入っていただける
Okay,
と
here
約
we
束し
go.
ます
Let's。take a deep breath, clear your mind,
心をクリアに
forget。whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
自分が誰であるかも
I
忘れ
want
ジ
you
ム
to
になって
imagine
ください。
yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of
ジム
the
にな、
world's
自分の
possibilities
ロー
as
ルプレ
Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly
イ。
Jim
あなた
right
は本当
now?
に真の
If
ジム
so,
ですか？
then please step forward
ど
and
う
press
ぞ
the button.
前へ出てボタンを押してください。
Jim. Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again. Jim. Oh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2,
これ
it
だ
would
けだとして
still be
もお
worth
金
the
を払う
money.
価値はあると思いま
Let's
す。
take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be
時
too
に人は
much
ジムになりすぎ
Jim.
ることがありま
I'm
す。
putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to
あ、遠
lose
ざけられ
all
ちゃった。
sense of who you actually are. I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes,
Epilogue
yes,
がある
it
と
would go
楽
at
し
the
い。
end of the... well, we'll figure that out later.
エピローグの内容は決まってないけど、エピローグが入ることになったのね。眠くなってきた。
あんちゃん誰？
プラネタリウムだ。
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up
こ
these
れはミ
miniature
ニチュアスタン
Stanley
レーフィギュアを
figurines.
集めて
And what's
走り回り
truly
ます。
innovative is that there will be no reward for
全部集
collecting
めた
all
ところ
of
で
them.
報酬はないという
I
こ
don't
と
want
で
to
す。
stifle the intrinsic
数字を
joy
積み
of
上げるとい
watching
う
the
公
number
式的
go
な楽
up.
しみを邪
You
魔したくあり
simply
ません。
collect all of them
あとはシン
and
プル
then
に
you
全て
move
集め
the
あとは
hell
自分の
on with
人
your
生を前へ進んでいくだ
unremarkable
けで
life.
す。これがスタンレーフィギュアですね。
報酬ないのただの達成感のみ。
全部集めてね。
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
16やめろ。
Get your right now. レバーを引く。Receive your new achievement. No more steps.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
トロフィーが手に入ります。
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this. Gamers,
眠いぞ、
we
ビー
hear
タ
you, and I promise it will happen.
なるほど。ニューアチーブメント。触れと。あ、動かないよ。
文字表記運、アチエベメント、なの。
ダメじゃん。
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet? Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
終わりこっちか。いつか元気になるよ。
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, sweet niece, it is.
おい！僕の意見と逆の方言いやがったこいつ。人の意見を聞くと自分がどっちが欲しかったか思い出すことってありますよねって振りから、僕と逆の意見を言いやがったこいつ。
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
お、ジャンプサークルじゃん。
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait.
ジャンプ回数
Before
が。
we spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump
気
circle.
づいた！使い切っちゃいました。
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
使い切っちゃいました。お、セッティングワールドチャンピオン。
引っかかってるし。続投や。
やばい。ちょっと眠っていた。こっちに行けばいいのかな。ここはエピローグの部屋。インフィニットホールがあるんだけど。インフィニットホールがあるよ。これか。
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video
無限
game.
の穴。
This is, in fact, a hole
永遠
that
に
you
落
can
ち続け
fall
ること
down
できる
forever.
穴。
That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning
Sound
leap
like you're
forward for
sticking
video
out.
games as a medium.
わあ
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite?
無限
Well, that
あとは
sort
無
of
限の定
depends
義に
on
もよ
your
りますよね。
definition of infinity. From one perspective,
一つの視
the
点から見れば無限
infinite
とは
is
本質
merely
的な単に哲学
philosophical
的
in
なものではありま
nature.
す。
It's
ど
more
ちら
of
か
a
というと、わ
Okay, well,
よかった。
good
アナウン
for
サ
you.
ーを
You
見つけ
found
ま
the
したね。
bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're
私
so
は嘘つきでゼリー
clever.
やつとしてあなたはと
I
ても
think
賢
the
い。
issue here
いいで
is
すか、問
just
題は
that
ただあなた
you're
が落ちることに異常
unusually
なことに夢中にな
fascinated
ってい
by
たということで
falling.
す。
What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me.
私を
Maybe
整理するんじゃないよ。あ
more.
なた側の問題でしょ
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we
お
didn't
互い
mean.
本心じゃな
Why
いこと
don't we
も。
just put all this behind us and agree
この
to
際
just
ほぼ
call
不
the
義な
hole
と呼びましょうよ。
mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
まだあんの続編のアイデア。スタンリーじゃないや。ナレーター僕も眠いよ。僕も眠いよ。急に眠気が来ちまった。まあ、ずっと文章読んでるだけだもんね、実際のところ。爆弾解除以外は。爆弾。爆弾。
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game.
どういうこと
It's the Stanley Parable.
安心のバケ
Reassurance
ツで
Bucket.
す。
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart.
バケツを
It's true.
持ってる
As long
間
as you
は
hold on
落
to
ち
the
着く。
bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually
ゲームを再設
redesigning
計
the
するよ
game
う
to
に
be
バ
less
ケツを配置
uncomfortable.
して
Can you imagine what a pain
抱
in
い
the
てもら
ass
う
that would be?
ことによって
Yes,
精神安
the
定を
bucket
図ろうという
is
こ
the
とか。
perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
はい。
Can you feel it?
感じ
The
ます
glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the
私
slightest
の魅
bit
力
more
本当にシャッ
attractive
と
as a
するなと思い
person.
ます。
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you
物を
in
取る
the
とか
Stanley
通信要
Parable
素か。
2. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
このステージの終着点どこ？
眠い。まず、ビータンは眠い。途中セーブみたいな概念はないはずだから、申されたタイミングで終わるしかないんだよな。やばい。非常に、べらぼうに、眠い。
ステージにとどめを遂げそうではないか。
眠い。眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い。どこに行けばいいんだ？スタンリーパラボー2の新コンテンツは全部見た気がするんだけどな。なんだこれ。あ、エグジットがある。使えないな。
お？
現在地の表示。待って、何も頭が回らない。まずい。これは今日は終わった方がいいな。文章読み疲れちゃった。
せやな。
眠い。眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い眠い。
ほぼ無限に解明されとる。
思い出し。Pull the lever. Receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. Get yours right now. 眠い。
そこの左か？
開かないよ。あと何ができるんだ？もうちょっと目を通してたせいで見落としたかもしれない、進行。あとなんだろう。あ、こっちが怪しいな。出口だ。出口があった。
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
自分見たよ。
Ready to move on now?
誰やこれ。あ、何これ。
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Stanley Parable 2!
Well, I mean, there's potential.
それはありますよね。
Sort of. Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this.
いい感じになった。
Version 2.
Version 2.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising is the Stanley Parable 2.
The Stanley Parable 2.
Let me see if I can whip something up.
なんかちょっと作ってみよう。
Perfect. Go ahead.
ちゃっと作ってみようっても言葉がもうまずい。わー！スタンリーパラボー2！
良い感じだ。
かなり完成度高くない？
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big...
そっからあ！スタンリーパラボー2になってる！
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
バケツあるんだけど。
Stanley picked up the bucket.
邪魔くさ。
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to
バケ
his
ツを
chest.
胸に強く抱き左のドアへ入っていきました。
still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley.
頑張れ、スタンリー。負けるな。バケツを手放すな。
I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket
スタンリーとバケツは
upstairs
上
to
司
the
の
boss's
不正と
office.
階段を上がっていきました。
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender
長い長い
spiritual
長い
connection he shared with the bucket
長い
that he didn't
長い
notice the
長い
keypad
長い
behind
長
the
い
boss's desk.
気がつきませんでした。
Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket
バケツを揃えてる思考の喜び
that
が
the pin number for the keypad was 2845.
2845だってことを気づかせませんでした。分かったよ、も
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
う。バケツは最初から分かっていたのでしょうか。
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
なんだ。眠いんだ。
The lights rose on an
眠いんだ。
enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and
ス
the
タンリー
bucket
と
both
バケツは
wondered
そう思いま
themselves.
した。しつけーやばい、すごいな。うん。このナレーター本人も言ってるけどね。やっぱね、この作品のオリジナルコンテンツに比べてね、ニューコンテンツの切れ味が悪いんだわ。
The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it
スタンリー
gently,
が確かに大丈
reassuring
夫。すべ
it
て良
that
くなるよ
everything
と元気つけ
would
る
be
とバケ
fine.
ツは泣き出しそうになりました。切れ味が悪いんだわ、ニューコンテンツの。
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the
い
first
かに
place?
正という表記
These
が大事か
questions
わかる。
raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
やばい、やって。
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
このナレーター、このためだけに、
Except
展開を変えずにバケツを織り込むだけに。
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or
バ
content.
ケツの中に叫ぶな。
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. for he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
いや、絶対収録してない。いや、してるのかスタンリーとバケツが世界を救う。彼らは本当かっこよくハイタッチをし、バケツは生意気にシステムを破壊してやるなんてことを言いました。しかし最後の瞬間、バケツが飛び込み、制御装置のボタンを押し、電源を入れたのです。スタンリーは恐怖のあまり、はっと息を飲みました。これがずっとバケツが計画していたことだったのでしょうか。機械が乗っ取り、その力を勝ち取るために、どうしてバケツはこのように彼を裏切るのでしょうか。スタンリーが失望でバケツを投げつけようとしたとき、突然巨大なスクリーンに映像が映し出されました。間抜けな鳥たち。
The control buttons became active again.
え？は？は？
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, living through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken,This one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy. なるほど。 All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Stanley
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
スタンリーパラボル2になったことによって、この続編は地位停止で。このメニュー画面もちゃんとスタンリーパラボル2になってる。2になったことによって、バケツを拾ったことによって、すべてのエンディングが別のエンディングに分岐するようになったんだ。自分で自分を続編って名乗る続編も初めて見たわ。ちょっと、続きはもう一回また後で、どっかでやりますわ。文章読みすぎて疲れました。
これつまり倍の数あるのエンディング。
いや、わかんねえけど、今の感じ多分ほとんどの選択肢にバケツを持ってるか否かっていう選択が、バケツを持ってるか否かっていう分岐がある。通常のエンディングの全部に、あるんじゃねえかと思う。大なり小なり。なかなかでかい追加コンテンツだなとは思うんだが、限界です。疲れました。文章読み疲れました。目が疲れたので寝ます。ポテチ食べてビール飲んで寝ます。すげえな、このゲーム。面白いわ。面白いけど、疲れました。明日は、大正解。ぴょんぴょんぴょんぴょんぴょんぴょん。本日の最強カードは、ブルーワイト、ホワイトドラゴン。